They stopped asking questions right before you arrived, not because you spoke, not because you explained, because something shifted. You can feel it, that pause, that misstep, that glance that lingers half a second too long. They're replaying a move they don't remember you making. Silence got heavier, rooms got smaller, voices got careful. You didn't raise your voice, you didn't claim a crown, you just stood where nobody expected you to still be standing. And now, they're circling explanations, like prey around a shadow. They don't know what changed, they only know who didn't blink. You felt it before language caught up. Nothing happened. That's the problem. The room didn't react. It adjusted. Breaths shortened. Eyes recalculated. They didn't look at you. They checked around you, as if something might follow. You didn't announce strength. You removed uncertainty. That's when it starts, not with noise, with imbalance. People sense it, like pressure change. Jokes land wrong. Authority stutters. Confidence hesitates. You're still polite, still calm, which makes it worse, because predators don't rush entrances. They arrive after silence practices. Nobody can explain why they uneasy. They just know the rules shifted, and nobody remembers agreeing to it. You didn't take space, space made room, and somewhere deep, they realized this wasn't a moment, it was a reordering. They start counting, quietly, not numbers, moments. When you arrive, when you don't, when outcomes change without your fingerprints, they replay interactions, frame by frame. Nothing obvious. That's what scares them. You didn't dominate conversations. You didn't interrupt power. You didn't posture. Yet somehow, decisions bent. People deferred without noticing why. You spoke less. Things moved faster. They compare timelines. Before you, after you. The graph doesn't lie, but it won't explain itself. Your restraint creates asymmetry. You don't rush responses. You don't chase approval. You don't fill silence. Silence fills them. They notice patterns, only in hindsight. Every time pressure rises, you slow down. Every time chaos spreads, you simplify. Every time egos collide, you step aside and somehow still win. They call it luck, then stop believing it. Because luck doesn't repeat this cleanly. They test you. Subtle jabs, minor disrespect, artificial urgency. You don't react, you observe. That's when the pattern sharpens. Their moves exhaust them. Yours cost nothing. They escalate. You conserve. They explain. You wait, and somehow the outcome still tilts your way. Now they're uncomfortable because patterns imply design, and design implies intent. They don't see the plan, just the results. That's worse. They ask others, casually, "Have you noticed?" Nobody finishes the sentence. They just nod. A shared unease forms. You're not aggressive. You're not submissive. You're positioned. Always slightly ahead. Always slightly removed. They can't map your thinking because it isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It waits. And waiting is terrifying to people addicted to control. They try to bait you into clarity. You give them nothing sharp enough to grab, no emotional tells, no defensive flinch, no hunger. Hunger is readable. You're not hungry. That's when the whispers change tone. Not admiration, not envy, calculation. They start adjusting behavior around you, scheduling differently, speaking carefully, reconsidering risks. Not because you demanded it, because the pattern suggested danger. They don't know what you're optimizing for. They just know their usual tactics fail near you. And once a pattern breaks prediction, authority panics because control relies on knowing what comes next. With you, they dominate. All they can see is this. Every time they move first, they lose leverage. Every time you wait, the board rearranges itself, so they stop acting. start watching. And without saying it aloud, they accept the truth. That won't form into words. You're not reacting to the game. You're letting it reveal itself. At first, it slips. Small tells, micro-pauses, a glance exchanged too quickly. They don't announce it, they confirm it. Conversations change. When your name enters, not louder, lower. Jokes lose confidence, certainty thins out. They stop challenging you directly. They test the space around you instead. Pressure probes, artificial deadlines, social traps. You don't bite. That's when truth starts bleeding through cracks. They notice something they missed before. You're never scrambling. When others justify, you let outcomes speak. When others defend, you let silence stand trial. It unnerves them, because exposure doesn't come from accusation. It comes from contrast. Your calm exposes their noise. Your patience exposes their urgency. Your stillness exposes their fear. They realize, too late, you've been watching patterns, while they chased moments. Now the truth can't stay contained. People start revising history. Maybe they always had it, maybe we underestimated. They say it softly, as if volume might summon consequences. Your presence rewrites narratives without permission, not because you correct anyone, but because reality keeps siding with you. That's when the leaks accelerate, confidence drains, authority hesitates, certainty fractures. They wanted proof, they got alignment. And alignment is impossible to argue with. You don't expose them, you don't corner them, you let the truth walk out on its own, calm, unarmed, undeniable. By the time they name it, everyone already feels it. And once truth is felt, it doesn't go back into hiding. Something inside you stopped negotiating. Not with them, with yourself. The need to be seen went quiet. The urge to explain lost relevance. You didn't harden. You simplified. Noise fell away. Signal remained. Where panic, NCE lived. There's space now. Not emptiness. Clarity. You no longer react to movement. You read direction. That's the recode. You don't chase timing. You let timing expose itself. You don't push outcomes. You remove interference. Control moved inward. And when that happens, external control collapses. You notice it in your body first. Breath steady, posture neutral, eyes unhurried. No adrenaline spikes, no emotional debt. You've stopped borrowing confidence from reactions. Your certainty is self-contained. That's why pressure can't find a grip. People mistake this for detachment. It's not, it's ownership. You feel consequences before they arrive. You don't fear them because you're already aligned. This is where the shift becomes irreversible. You stop needing to win arguments. You start choosing which realities deserve engagement. Attention becomes selective. Energy becomes deliberate. You don't waste force on friction. You let resistance reveal itself. And when it does, you adjust once, permanently. The internal hierarchy reorganizes, instinct above ego, patience above impulse, position above applause. That's when they lose leverage, because leverage only works on people who haven't it settled themselves. Your calm isn't passive, it's pre-decided. Your silence isn't absence, it's containment. You don't need dominance to feel powerful. You feel powerful because nothing inside you is fighting for control. And when that alignment locks in, every external system must adapt, including them. You don't announce authority. You inherit it. It arrives quietly, through repetition. They start waiting for your response, even when you haven't spoken. Meetings slow down until you arrive. Decisions hover, unfinished, uncomfortable. Not because you demand control, because moving without you feels risky. That's the handoff. Power rarely shifts with conflict. It migrates to where outcomes stabilize, and outcomes keep stabilizing around you. You notice behavior change first. People rephrase, recheck, reconsider, not out of respect, out of caution. They're unsure what you see, so they assume you see more. Silence becomes your leverage. While others fill space with certainty, you leave gaps, and gaps invite projection. They assign depth to your restraint. They read strategy into your patience. Sometimes they're right, sometimes it doesn't matter. Perception does the work. You stop being challenged directly, not avoided, rerouted. Obstacles detour themselves. Authority figures soften tone. Peers mirror posture. Opposition fragments. You didn't conquer anyone. You changed the center of gravity. Now everything leans. Requests come indirectly. Approval seeks you without saying so. They ask questions that sound like suggestions. They justify decisions they haven't made yet. Control didn't move because you seized it. It moved because no one else could hold it. Pressure exposed cracks. Ego widened. You stayed intact. That's when power settles. Not on the loudest, not on the fastest, on the most consistent. They start protecting you without realizing it. Defending your choices, explaining your absence, managing around your standards. You become a reference point, and reference points don't argue, they orient. You don't need allies when structure supports you. You don't need dominance when alignment precedes you. They feel it now, the shift they can't reverse. Control is no longer something they use on you. It's something they navigate around you. And once that happens, power isn't contested anymore. It's assumed. Panic never arrives loudly. It leaks, first through tone, then timing, then mistakes. They start moving too fast. Urgency replaces strategy. Volume replaces clarity. You see it immediately. Deadlines appear out of nowhere. Rules get reinterpreted. Pressure gets personalized. They're not confident, they're reactive. That's the tell. Power doesn't rush, fear does. They test authority with sudden force. Sharp emails, public corrections, artificial stakes. You don't flinch. Your calm exposes their acceleration. And acceleration creates errors. They contradict themselves. They over-explain. They retreat mid-sentence. Control slips in fragments. You don't exploit it. You let it show. Others notice. Rooms go quiet. After their outbursts, eyes drift back to you. Not for approval, for stability. Panic hates witnesses. So why escalate again? They attempt dominance. They invoke hierarchy. They lean on titles. It lands wrong, because authority without composure feels desperate, and desperation is contagious. People start double-checking their directives, second-guessing alignment. Your stillness becomes contrast sharp enough to cut through narrative. You don't challenge them. You let time do it. Time sides with who doesn't waste it. They begin misreading you. They think you read passive. They assume delay, so they overcommit. Resources get spent. Capital gets burned. Reputations stretch thin. Meanwhile, you conserve. You respond once, briefly, precisely. That response lands heavier than their entire sequence. Panic spikes, because now they see it. You're not under pressure. You're outside it. They try to provoke emotion. Nothing. They try to force reaction. Nothing. They realize the worst truth possible. You don't need them to stay composed. And once someone understands, they're no longer necessary to your stability. Their leverage collapses. Fear turns inward. They start guarding themselves instead of watching you. And that's the final tell. The moment panic stops being about control and becomes about survival. The outcome is already decided. You just haven't moved yet. By now, nothing needs to be said. That's the apex. No confrontation, no victory speech, no visible strike, just a quiet understanding that settles into the room. Before you do, they feel it. When decisions pause until you're present. When conversations reroute themselves around your reactions. When authority checks tone. Before addressing you, you didn't arrive louder. You arrived final. The food chain doesn't announce itself. It stabilizes. Everyone senses where resistance stops paying off. You don't dominate space. Space reorganizes. Chairs angle subtly. Voices soften instinctively. Eyes wait, not for permission, for calibration. They know now that testing you costs more than ignoring you, so they stop testing. That's domination, without fingerprints. You don't threaten, you don't remind, you don't revisit history. You let presence do what force never could. They remember moments. They underestimated you, not with regret, with clarity. Patterns lock in. Your silence becomes policy. Your absence creates tension. Your approval is never requested, yet somehow required. You're not feared because you're aggressive. You're feared because you're settled. Nothing inside you is scrambling. Nothing inside you needs to prove position. And that's what ends contests. Because competition relies on mutual hunger. You're not hungry. You already know where you stand. They adapt fully now, not consciously. Structurally, the hierarchy rewrites itself to avoid friction with you. That's the final shift. No applause, no rebellion, no collapse, just acceptance. You don't chase dominance, because dominance already roots through you. They can't explain it. They will try, with logic, with excuses, with narratives. None will fit, because the truth isn't a story, it's a position. And positions don't argue, they endure. You didn't climb, you didn't fight, you didn't announce arrival. You simply made every other move less effective. And in systems of power, that's the highest rank possible. Apex, unmarked, unchallenged, unspoken. By the time anyone thinks to question it, the chain has already settled. And you're standing exactly where it ends. No aftermath, no cleanup. That's what confuses them most. Power usually leaves debris, arguments, resentment, noise. This didn't, it just locked. They wake up, already adjusting, already choosing words, already sensing limits. They didn't set. You don't enforce boundaries. Reality does it for you. That's the final quiet terror. Nothing to push against. No villain, no conflict, no rebellion narrative. Just a system that learned where pressure fails. You move normally. They don't. Every step you take feels heavier to them, because they know, without ever agreeing, this position isn't temporary. It's not emotional. It's not personal. It's structural. And structures don't care how anyone feels. They only care what works. And right now, everything works around you.